But as I was saying, would y'all get bought for 10,000 a day? I'm gonna just start over. You know what I'm saying? What's up, YouTube? This going on YouTube. Damn, I thought I was live. But the question is, before it happens, just because it's on my mind right now, 10,000 a day. Like, y'all ain't gotta. Y'all just letting them pass, letting the person, whoever committing the crime, do what they do and let them go by. Y'all letting them get away 10,000 a week. Me asking you that question, you should know my answer. Hey.
I do get firearms, I send them across the board.
Y'all nice.
Make money for myself from that, other people make money from it.
10,000 a week, you know what that'll do for my family? I mean, I know it ain't right, but...
job.
Yeah,
hey.
The most dangerous you can have. It's literally...
in GTA.
Just storing it away and sending it about its way. My mom was in jail, I need to put food on the plate. I ended up selling it to somebody who ended up taking it to California and making money off of it, so everybody ate at the end of the day.
2009-10 was like our wild, wild west days out here where we were in chases every day.
And what are the odds someone has eyes on us right now?
Oh, pretty good, dude, because these are all scout hills.
At what age would you say you officially joined an organization?
So I was about 10, 11 years old.
We spoke with a cartel member last night that alleged that one of the ways it gets through is paying off Border Patrol, paying off police.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that.
What is the cost to buy a Border Patrol agent? In a good month, how many guns can you get across the border?
I want to say close to 5.
Hey, why I thought somebody knocking at my door? The business of gun smuggling. Y'all don't do this at home. You know what I'm saying? Let them, I ain't gonna say let them do it. Cause they doing this on camera? People doing this on camera? Like, on camera? In 4K? Y'all think if they get a case put on them, they'll use this video and they'll be like, I can tell by the weight of your eyes, but they got the sound and everything blocked up.
The power Mexican cartels have accumulated is hard to fathom. With Jalisco New Generation Cartel and the Sinaloa Cartel leading the charge, these paramilitary crime syndicates have global reach. They are heavily armed, deeply connected, and absolutely ruthless. Specializing in drug trafficking, human smuggling, extortion, and more, these organizations pull in billions of dollars every year. And the United States plays a part in this because the ugly truth behind some of their power is American guns. Now, as Americans, we get mad about the fentanyl flooding across our border. But what about our guns that are flooding into Mexico? In this episode, we expose the pipeline. From cartel operators to U.S. gun smugglers running thousands of firearms across the border to the law enforcement agents fighting to stem the flow. These folks are the players in this deadly supply chain of power and violence. And would you believe that some of our own 3-letter agencies might be involved? This
yeah, very much. Duh. They always got their foot in something. That's why they're able to get away with it at that level. You don't think? Come on. So you think they letting? When I say niggas, I mean anybody, any human. So I'm gonna say, you think they letting these people, whoever they may be, race or whatever, just get away with it? Making making more money than the government itself making in a day? They gotta have their foot in it. And I'm looking at my dope just in case somebody come in because I'm talking too much. Come on now. In some way, shape, or form, somebody has a part in that. Either, no matter if it's they buying them, the people just want to do business with them to make it like safer. Either way, like they playing a part in it.
American guns end up in the hands of Mexican cartels.
What's up, brother? Good to meet you. Is it true that different people in the game are on the run right now?
Oh yeah, most of the people I know just either their people either got hit by, one of the 3 people that were going out there raiding people, or...
I'm paying attention, but I'm still getting used to this. So I'm trying to make sure I'm
Mexico's just to go to right now.
really on it.
State troopers, Border Patrol up in Phoenix.
So do you have a fear that if you did a bad business transaction that someone would come looking for you?
I don't fear for my life at all in this situation, is because throughout this whole business, I've been clean business. You know, I see myself as a way of just normal, civilian that's out here just trying to make money. So you're gonna have the gun itself, where the gun is, who's the one that's either gonna get it.
Hold on, he telling us how to do it? Y'all don't listen though. Pay attention, but don't listen. You know what I'm saying?
So, throughout this whole business, I've been clean business. You know, I see myself as a way of just normal, civilian that's out here.
Now, it's no way they can tell who it is. They can't tell how much he weighs in this. They can't tell the dimples or indentations on his face. They can't tell. So it would be no way they would be able to call Tommy G to the video. What they gonna be like? Did he smell the same way? Like, did the way his shoulders sit up like this match this? No. It would be no way they would call Tommy G.
Just trying to make money. So you're gonna have the gun itself, where the gun is, who's the one that's either gonna get it or who has it. I go buy that off that person at a price where I can make a profit for myself. I send someone into a store to go get something for me, and I have my people that I sell it to.
I need like some help with that TikTok. I'm thinking about that because I want to do like the TikTok, but I don't really get it. And read the... Anybody in the comments? Anybody in the comments? This is going on YouTube, so anybody in the comments?
They send it to one of their kind of workers, drivers, and just gets taken out of Mexico in like units.
Why they keep showing him? Like he getting bought. They buying him or something? That's why he keep getting so much camera time? Is he already on the radar?
Would you say you have a dangerous job?
See? They may have a easier... I wouldn't say that, but nah, I don't know. They may have a easier way for him. He may get... Because I can see his eyes. And I'm just a regular Joe. I'm not trying to get him locked up, but I can see... I'm just thinking ahead of like, why are you doing this on camera? I guess so to put people insights on it. Because I am curious. But this is your life, though. You know, like, this is your life. So... I can see his eyes. I can see his nose, his lips. Just from this right here, I can tell his diameter of his head. He may have hair. It's a possibility. Hair wouldn't matter, but without this mask, I think I can still tell who he is. Just off of me being a regular nosy nigga. Just a regular nosy nigga.
Yeah, probably the most dangerous you can have. Because you're not just dealing with, legal issues, you're also dealing with territorial issues.
For those not familiar, the Sinaloa Cartel is one of Mexico's most feared and notorious drug cartels. It was led for years by El Chapo Guzman, a ruthless kingpin famous for running a global crime empire and escaping a Mexican prison in 2015 through a mile-long tunnel. He was recaptured in 2016 and extradited to the United States, where he's now being held in ADX Florence, America's most secure prison. He's locked up alongside people like infamous gang leader Larry Hoover and the Boston Marathon bomber. And with El Chapo behind bars, Sinaloa's future has never looked more uncertain. But make no mistake that from Chicago to California, Omaha to Phoenix, the Sinaloa reach is still quite powerful. All right, folks, we have a sheriff pulling up from Pinal County. He's had a lot of experience in the field. We're going to be interviewing him as well. You have the wildest collection of patches that I think I've ever seen. If we interviewed a cartel member last night, what are the odds that he would be Sinaloa given the control they have in the area?
If he's not Sinaloa, then he's risking his life.
What's your process to do it?
It's literally just storing it away and sending it about its way.
And are you physically driving it in a car, or do you have other people do that?
No, there's a chain of command and there's people that do that. You can go into a gun store right now and buy, your typical mini-me, something like that for $9 grand. But If it falls out the back of the truck, I can get it for 5.
Do you work for
That's
one
true.
primary
That is definitely. Damn, it only been 5 minutes. I feel like I've learned a lot already.
cartel, or do you freelance
What's up,
amongst
Z?
many?
Just what?
Is there any difference in how
Hold on,
difficult it is to do
hey, I
business
figured out.
from the Biden
Hey, I figured out how to. I made you a mod to where you can change the title and shit. Don't change it right now, but just whenever you in here, you can do it now. You can look at it and see and shit like that. I figured it out. I don't think I remember how to get to it now, but I for sure. Hey, all I need now is I think to get started, like the ads and all that, I need the concurrent viewers. That's my last. I may just need the yeah. That need to be in the title. Is my title too long? Cause I really need to add something else in there. By like the road to affiliate, I need to add that in there somewhere. I think I need like the concurrent viewers. There's 3 in there right now. Hey, go grab Suge's phone or something. Is it 3 to? Is it 3? Yeah, average a minimum of 4 different days. That's my last one. Then I can start like I'm affiliated and shit. Oh, 3 dots to like edit and shit. Okay.
administration
Hey, it's Tommy G.
to the Trump administration?
Say what's up there. I gotta figure out how to put how they be putting the chat on the screen. Cause it's going to YouTube. But that don't mean be saying no goofy stuff like while I'm doing a video. I think I'm gonna keep it like this, cause I know what you gonna type, bro.
Honestly, it's crazy.
I don't know what's gonna be worse.
I can't imagine the border right now. People are scared to go across more than ever before. The risk and like the paranoia of it, you know, because like some of this shit is like go load your car up with like.
And I gotta finish this, but this is the last time. Food, chill out, bro. Hey, but that's what I was thinking. That's why I said chill out. Not no admitting chill out, but that's why I can edit all this out. But I don't understand that. You said I got rated? How you know I got rated? It never popped up for me. It never popped up. It never popped up that I got rated. So I don't think I did. It never popped up for me. I don't know what happened. Oh, call me free. Wait. I don't know. I don't know where I'm seeing it at to know where I got rated at. It is showing like followers. What would the raid be? How, like, cause right now it's just like notifications of follows. Unless somebody I followed. I know what you're talking about yesterday. I can still see the feed for it. I can still see the feed. It don't say. It just that one person followed. And then them bitches, it just started going. So I don't know. But shout out if they did, shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? And you missed the giveaway yesterday though. I posted I got a video that's gonna post. It should be already posted. I don't know. Or did I ever do it? Let me see. It should be already posted. I got 1% on my phone. 1% Damon, 1% Damon, 1% Damon. Definitely already posted. But it was like, I'm gonna summarize it. It was I did a money giveaway. for 50. Then I did a money giveaway. Well, he wanted a DoorDash gift card. Like, it was however many people was in here yesterday. I think it was like 40. Then I don't know. They just started going. They hit the goal, and then the person that won, I gave him an option to double it, cause he was saying the whole time, let's do $50 for 50 subs. 50 follows or something like that. I said, nah. But he was saying it the whole time. I said, all right, now that you won, double it or nothing, you can get your 50. He doubled it. He wanted to double it or nothing and go another round. And his ass lost. I gotta finish this though. His ass lost.
Like thinking that, and then if that show's gonna pick you up, shit like that, I guess you know that. Once the border got tighter, things got harder to get into America. You know what I mean?
Was it actually that easy with Biden as president?
I felt like there was a lot more things coming in.
Is it noticeably more difficult now? It's
difficult because Trump is in office?
Under the Biden administration, it was a free flow of everything. The people have stopped coming across so much. We're way down. I think we were at about 7,000 to 12,000 a week, and we're at like 300 to 700 a week now. At what age would you say you officially joined an organization?
So I was about 10, 11 years old.
10, 11 years old? He in it since 10, 11 years old, bro. What was y'all doing at 10, 11? I wasn't thinking about doing nothing like this. I'm not gonna lie. I probably was playing cops and robbers. But not, different.
There was a study done by the U.S. government from the Government Accountability Office that found that 70% of firearms found in Mexico traced their roots to America. Does that surprise you?
That's probably lowballing it.
You think it might even be closer to 80, 90?
No, if anything, I feel like it would be a larger number.
Damn, so even the people getting it in, yeah, I gotta buy a controller. I'm gonna go get it. I can go get it now, but I'm on here. But I do gotta go get a controller. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on this, so I'm gonna get it whenever I wake up.
Percent maybe?
Yeah, probably closer to 90.
How much power do the cartels have in places like this in Arizona?
On the American side, they are very smart businessmen, right? They don't, they're getting a little more overt about their stuff, but you just don't have a lot of in-your-face like you do in Mexico, right? We don't have rolling gun battles here. Sinaloa holds pretty good control of our state. They have not given it up, and they've been here a lot of years.
Are there people in America that are officially part of a cartel, or is that only if you live in Mexico?
It's going to stretch all over the world. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I've never thought of it.
These gun smugglers could face up to 10 years in prison if caught for the crime. But what's interesting to me is the same U.S. government that will hammer these guys for selling guns also like to sell a lot of guns overseas themselves. This has happened a lot of times.
Didn't I tell y'all it? Y'all, the only reason they bothering y'all is because y'all are making more money than them. If y'all stayed under what they like, if y'all stayed under, y'all don't know their numbers, so y'all don't even know what to stay under until they post and do stuff like this. But you say President Biden approves new package worth $8 billion. $8 billion. $8 billion. Y'all making more money than them. If they make, I feel like I'm talking in a circle. Y'all didn't know this?
Times in recent history, but let's just highlight a couple of recent examples. Take the Soviet-Afghani conflict in the 1980s.
Break it down for 'em,
the
Tommy.
CIA funneled tens of thousands of guns to the Afghan fighters, the Mujahideen, to win the battle against the dreaded Soviets, our enemy at the time. Fast forward a few years later, the same Mujahideen fighters that we armed with the guns that we gave him, some of these guys later turned into the Taliban, which was really good for the military-industrial complex because this fueled another 20.
It just shows how different, bro. This nigga sitting on the back of that truck with a RPG? He's sitting on the back of that with an RPG?
years, fighters that we armed with the guns that we gave him, some of these guys later turned into the
Is he just? I didn't even see this. Is this on a regular Wednesday?
Taliban.
I gotta see. You know he gonna use it. What do y'all think going through they mind? Like, I'm sitting here, like, this is fun to me. I'm not making no money from it. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? Speaking to existence, but do they do this there? I don't want no smoke. Call it what you want. I don't want no problems with these people. They different. Y'all, you'll notice how our rappers and not our rap, but the U.S. rappers and people and all this, they get nicknames, nicknames this, because these people really do that. Like, these people really do that. They really be on that. Really don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. It's some folks like that here. But I don't think they're on that level.
It's really good for the military-industrial complex because this fueled another 20 years of war and profit. And most recently, for the United States politicians and arms manufacturers, we have sent billions to Ukraine and Israel, which some could say the U.S. taxpayer is indirectly responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of people, including women and children. So while a low-level smuggler might spend a decade behind bars for moving a few rifles across the border, the corporations and politicians who benefit from this arms dealing will walk free. Because when the violence is industrialized, no longer a crime, it's just good business. Is there any misrepresentation of the American media about the cartels? Like, basically that they're horrifying terrorist organizations?
It's not how they picture it though. It's so media, it's so brainwashed, and they say, oh, the cartel, it's so...
The TikTok live, I'm not getting it. Like, I don't watch Twitch and I don't watch streams, but on there, it's like, them streams are not like this. So it's like, am I to just... I can mirror this and put whatever you seeing on your phone right now, or whatever you doing, whatever you seeing right now, I can put that on TikTok, but none of them look like that. And I don't know if I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. Like, can this be shown on TikTok? Or these niggas showing blicks, blammers, hammers, tools, bananas, peaches, rhubarb, everything. They own that.
Yeah, the cartel might run specific.
Like, I've never seen that.
As long as you get there.
And I already got a warning for it. Like, I think, like a video, something was playing, and it was like tobacco. I'm like, damn, they just took it off the map.
Trouble, or you're not out there to steal from nobody, or sell anything, you know what I mean? If you're just there on good terms and like checking in, everything be good.
Do you think that's a fair picture American media makes of them?
No, that's easy to label something that you can tax. We gotta take care of our own people, you know?
That's true. Gotta take care of your own people.
The government ain't helping.
Government ain't helping you. They only want them because they making more money than them. Yes, what they doing is wrong, because it's just fueling the violence and the damages and all that, but what do you think the U.S. This is the last time I'm gonna say about this. I don't want no smoke with the U.S. either. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a citizen. What do you think the U.S. is doing when they selling weapons to all around the world? They're doing it to make money. They're not doing it to, like, for the fun of it. They're doing it to make money. So when we have people, not we, but people are doing it to make, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all get it. Pick up. Just pick up.
Side bombers and people.
They gonna come spawn trap in GTA.
You know, most of the things that cartels do, unless it's someone in America that was working with them and fucking over somehow, that's when they'll go after you as a person in America.
What do you think about Trump potentially labeling cartels as terrorist organizations?
That he should start here with the people on their side.
What do you think would happen if Trump tried invading Mexico or drone striking cartel operations?
It's not gonna be good.
Currently in the news, the U.S. and the Trump administration is considering using drone strikes against the Mexican cartel.
Why? I mean, do y'all think that's good? I know I said why, but I'm just thinking about me. Maybe he thinking about, I don't know. Hey, I don't want to speak on it.
How do we know
I
if the
didn't know
stories
that
are
though.
biased, how they're being framed politically, if we're getting the right scoop on what we're being told. This is where the sponsor of today's video comes in, Ground News. What they do is they take this right-wing source that gives the counterpoint that cartels are using drones to spy on U.S. troops. One of my favorite parts about Ground News is their blind spot feed. What it does is it shows me stories that I might not receive based off the biases I might have or how my algorithm is structured, and it shows me more of a full and complete picture of what is happening in the world. Ground News helps me see through the noise, see through the bias, and help me be better informed. If you subscribe using my link or QR code, you get 40% off their Vantage plan, which is their mobile.
Doing some other stuff.
They are very family oriented. I can tell you from the Mexican side of my family. We have family gatherings all the time. We have carne asadas. We get together and play loteria, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. The difference being when they go to work, it could be to go skin somebody alive that's their enemy, you know. This
Maybe I'm hearing this different, but is he associating that with the Mexicans side of his family? Not saying that they doing it with. Maybe I'm gonna go back.
And play loteria, and, you know, very family oriented. I can tell you.
Wait, maybe I'm missing
better
something.
informed plan, which is
Because the ad came and I
plan
skipped
on the
it. I
site.
want to make sure I'm getting every detail right.
Go to ground.news/TommyG to get a better handle on the news you're receiving.
It's very, very, very much like the Italian mafia. They are very family oriented. I can tell you from the Mexican side of my family. We have family gatherings all the time. We have carne asadas. We get together and play loteria, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. The difference being when they go to work, it could be to go skin somebody alive that's their enemy.
How did he get to that? Am I tripping? How did he get to that? I could be tripping. You know what I'm saying? It's 7 o'clock in the morning, but
You know,
it sound like, is it what I'm thinking?
this road in particular is a major smuggling route, and I've had a lot of chases on this route.
And what road are we on right now?
We're on Stanfield Road. These mountaintops will have scouts on them. So all of these valleys out here can have routes where they are pushing people and product up, and they use those routes. The scouts guide the loads. When they get up here to kind of the civilization, that's when they'll hit these regular routes, blacktop routes, on the freeway, shoot up into Phoenix, because Phoenix becomes the hub.
And what are the odds someone has eyes on us right now?
Oh, pretty good, dude, because these are all scout hills.
Why is torture used so often amongst the cartels?
Pain is the best teacher.
Pain is the best teacher. Let's talk about it. Pain is the best. What do you say?
Often amongst the cartels.
Feature.
Pain is the best
Teacher. Pain is the best teacher. Alright, so y'all whoop y'all kids so they can know better. Some people whoop their dogs so they can know better. Inflicting pain to teach them a lesson. We're gonna start there. When you're in a relationship and the girl you messing with or the dude you messing with do you dirty or do you cold, you feel pain. And it teach you to never let some shit like that happen again. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with him on that. It's other reasons. Them just like the most general sense of, you can go deep in it by business moves and this, you can, pain. Hey, I agree with bro. Whatever his name is.
So you're a runner, go to a gun store, get it. Let's say it's me. If I get flagged, okay, that's a mission that went astray. If not, how often would you send a guy like me to get it again and again and again?
I mean, I've had people that, you know, you wouldn't believe the number of stuff they cut out under the name. It's really kind of strategic in a way, because the way the background checks work is it will show up as, you know, either a pistol or a rifle. It doesn't go into the system as that specific firearm unless the ATF is flagged and involved. You could have someone go store to store, get 5 guns.
Oh, so they got a real life organization going on. Now I told y'all to listen. I told y'all to pay attention, but don't listen. Meaning, Pay attention to what's going on and don't listen to what he's doing. And repeat it. Pay attention to what he's saying and don't. If I said that right, maybe I'm saying it backwards. But he is. They sending people, so these guns are in people's. I'm thinking that they got a nigga making them bitches here, and they getting them like that. But they gotta send people in the store to go get guns. Maybe several. You may get 6, 7 different stores. You run them now. You got 80 guns in your name. You ain't never owned. You ain't never seen them. Now somebody somewhere else get killed with it. Now it's in your. Is that what's going on? Or am I tripping?
In their name, just one day, clean record on myself.
For you have someone in your family that has died from gun violence in Mexico.
Yeah.
Do you blame the guys in America selling the guns?
I don't. I just blame the shooter, really.
How do you feel about being involved in a business that arms the cartel?
It sounds worse than it is in a way. I mean, you think about it is, what I'm doing is basically doing what larger corporate companies have done with other third world countries. You know, Taliban has all guns made in the USA. What I do is I still make those people money. You know, the big corporate, big gun industry still gets money from me, but I also make some money myself in a way by just doing what they're already doing, but on a smaller scale. Even if I stopped what I was doing, someone would just come and fill in for me. Might as well try to make my money in that way, and it's something that's happening in a whole different country.
So gun smugglers will risk prison time for a few $1,000s of profit a month. But what about the big players in what some would call the military-industrial complex? Let's just look at the Russia-Ukraine war, for example. Lockheed Martin's stock hit an all-time high. Raytheon's production lines are going off the charts. Billions of dollars in weapons have flowed across the Ukraine border and across the European nations that are gearing up, looking to refill their arsenal in what has proven to be one of the biggest spending sprees in defense since the Cold War. Now this is where the gray area comes in. Is this right? Is this wrong? Because whether you look at Ukraine, Israel, Afghanistan, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. I don't know the answer to all this, but what I do know as a tax-paying citizen is what I've gotten out of the deal are dead soldiers, civilians, destruction, a bad reputation globally, while these companies in the military-industrial complex have reaped the profits in the billions.
I had to let him speak right there. He cooking.
Well, I don't think the gun manufacturers make the guns to give to bad guys to like rape, pillage, and carnage their own countries. So I don't think that's a good way of looking at it.
What made you choose this job over anything else you could have done?
Honestly, the thrill of it in a way, and just a large interest in guns on my part. The money's there. I got lucky with, finding some people. Honestly, I think this is a lot morally acceptable.
I couldn't even tell how old he is. Like, I can't even tell how old he is. He can be. I know the other dude said he started at 10, 11. Damn, so there's no way he would be able to even.
Less corrupt, less dangerous, So my mom was in jail, I need to put food on the plate. And then once people started offering me guns for product, and like tremendously, like no product would like damn near getting a gun for free. That's really what changed my eyes, because of some kid who went and robbed a car and found a gun in the car, and he was scared to have it at home. So he came to me and he said he didn't want that. He'd rather have a little bit of weed.
How much weed do you think you gave him?
Probably like 7 grams. And like that same night, I ended up selling it to somebody who ended up taking it to California and making money off of it. So everybody ate at the end of the day.
2009, 10 was like our...
That first nigga didn't eat. That first nigga should regret his decision. He shouldn't have been doing what he was doing. Yeah, that nigga tripping. Yeah, that first one wild.
Our wild, wild west days out here, where we were in chases every day, load vehicles, stolen vehicles going south. So they would go to Phoenix. They could have a stolen vehicle out of West Phoenix down here within about 40 minutes. And so they would run stolen south. They would cross them over because there's parts of the border just south of us that are just barbed wire fence like this. So they would
appreciate that follow.
cut that shit, drive across, and drive the stolen
Appreciate that.
into Mexico, load it up with dope, and then drive it back northbound under the dark of night. And so we would be out here in night chases with them, going after blacked out vehicles, chasing them through the desert, trying to get them before they got to I-8. The scouts would all coordinate their movement. So we would have counter scout operations where us and Border Patrol would work together to try and take the scouts off the hills when we knew loads were coming, so that they were flying blind essentially. And then under the last presidential administration, it was so wide open that they didn't need any of that stuff. Nobody was stopping them. So, and there were so many of them that there was just a flood of people coming through, a flood of dope coming through. Border Patrol was tasked out in all these other areas. It was like Thermopylae for us, man. I mean, we were up against, tens of thousands of people, and it's really not even our job, right? The immigration piece is not the sheriff's job, but we were stuck with a lot of this stuff. Our military was essentially teaching other countries how to defend their country, right?
Guys, we gotta cover some more cartel history, because American guns are not the only thing that the United States has contributed towards the rise and dominance of Mexican cartels. Let's take you back to the mid-90s to Fort Benning, Georgia at the School of Americas, where for decades and still today, this was a place where Latin American military forces were brought to practice skills in things like urban warfare, interrogation tactics, and psychological warfare. The School of Americas has since been renamed due to many former students committing various coups and human rights violations across Central and South America. Classes here are taught in Spanish and oftentimes led by U.S. Green Berets. One of the groups that was trained here was GAFE, one of Mexico's elite special forces groups whose job it was to raid high-value targets and combat narcotics operations. In the 90s, about 30 of the GAFE guys eventually defected from the Mexican military to work for the Gulf Cartel, which they later left to create their own and one of the most feared cartels of all time, Los Zetas. Now, the majority of scholars agree that this was not some CIA psyop on purpose, but rather an unintended consequence on the part of the United States. However, there are known cases of former special forces guys being put on cartel payroll to teach their soldiers and sicarios advanced tactics. Just food for thought as we look at the history of how some of these cartels came to be.
What's been your biggest
So niggas teaching them how to
I think the best run I had is on
do the shit good.
4 months.
How did that feel?
Amazing.
What'd he say?
I never felt that level of accomplishment before in my life.
What'd he say? He made how much?
I think the best run I had is I made 70K in 4 months.
70K in 4 months?
Amazing.
That shit.
I never
Hey,
felt
wait.
that level of accomplishment before in my life.
Have you ever been visited by a 3-letter agency?
Allegedly.
How is that?
Pressuring, in a way. One of the things you want to do with that is you want to have them talk to you. Doing that, I was able to find out, in a way, what they knew about me.
That little nigga cold. When he said that, I wanted to let him finish to make sure, but when he said, he wanted to let them talk to him, he wanted to know what they know already, instantly. I knew that.
Also, I reflected
I knew that.
wrong other factors and how much they knew,
So you kind of stayed silent and let them talk?
Yeah.
This is the Obama solution here.
So someone could be camping out here and someone's hustling a load.
Yeah, and we've had that happen where there's been people out here either hunting or just camping for a weekend, and they'll have a stolen vehicle in the middle of a chase, run right through their campsite and blasting up here to the interstate to get away from the cops. And so this
I've
whole
been in the
area is
wrong
kinda,
category.
again,
CJ, you
just like
fired.
the other area, all
I've been in the
high
wrong
points, they
category
have
this whole
scouts.
time.
There's usually scouts on this hill,
You
and there's
fired.
scouts a little bit deeper in,
fired.
and so they're watching
Nah,
on the
you
valleys.
fired.
The cartel member we spoke with last night said that if drone strikes were taken against the cartel, we really escalated against them, there would be a ripple effect where they're going to escalate the violence here and try and...
You definitely
I mean, do you
fired.
see that as a potential chess move that really results badly for the American citizens?
No. If they just look historically at the U.S., they would understand that that's a really stupid statement to make. I think it was Japan that woke up the dragon, right? I don't think they understand what they're saying. Like, that's fine to say, and there's a lot of machismo in that. Like, hey, if you mess with me, you come after my family, I'll come after your family. That's all fun and good. But when you go to war on the U.S., that's a whole different level of fucking with us that we're not going to put up with. And
Hey.
I don't think they understand the hate that would come their way if something like that
Hey,
would
U.S.
Do you
saying
ever have
they won't
sympathy
smoke
for
with
some of these
everybody.
guys that like, hey, while I don't agree with what you're doing, I get why you're in
for
your
sure,
own
dude.
situation?
Yeah, man. I mean, again, having a wife that's Mexican, there's some of her family that are involved in some of this stuff. I don't hate
Damn.
them.
How do you?
know,
Damn.
it's family, and they're doing what they think they
feel
need to do to get by. And again, it's all circumstantial, man. What you're facing in your life and how you're dealing with it, I definitely have sympathy for that. I don't think it's right for them to do what they're doing to get their money or to get ahead or whatever, but I can't fault them for trying to get ahead and do well for their family.
People, I think, in American media, like, it's almost like these guys are monsters. Like, are these guys just normal people in a way?
Yeah, they're normal guys and gals in the sense that, you know, just like us standing here, we can sit and have a conversation. Now, in the right circumstances, would one of them kill me if they could? Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't get real personal. They're just trying to do their thing, and so it is what it is.
So you would have survived on your own from an early age?
Yeah, well, I have my sisters, really. It was really my sisters helping to hold it down. Once I seen like the pressure put on them,
They gonna get
like,
they gonna get who he is off their voice, but they can't unless he talk like they regularly.
They can't. Me, you know what I'm saying?
They can't.
Like, I'm the youngest of 9. When my mom was locked up and my father passed away, you know what I'm saying? It was really just me and my siblings. And I have my older brothers don't have papers. They're in Mexico. You get me? One of them already died. So it's just me and my sisters, and then I have my brother who really be on his own world. So I really had to like either step in or step out. Once you get into this, like the money's here, this is really what
They gonna try to figure out who he is based off his family problems.
what makes you.
Well, not family. I'm not gonna say family problems. Just his family. Situation. I don't know.
A little bit.
Just
Like,
his family.
that extra, especially now in this society,
The way that they
where
are.
the bills take up everything, all the money you make, every job you have, every dollar you make is gonna go to a bill. You get me? At least now, right here, I'm able to feed my family, pay my bills, and still, you know, go have some fun.
Are a lot of these guys balling off of this?
If we were to catch a group right now, they look like hammered dog shit, man. They just beat up because they've been hiking for 4 or 5 days through the mountains. A lot of times they're drinking a concoction of like meth and fentanyl and cocaine, and so they're all wired up, not feeling shit.
They took the drugs.
Rattlers and stray bullets will get you.
They took the drugs so they can walk for a long time like that. Walking for 4 or 5 days is kind of crazy. You know how far you gotta get for 4 or 5 days, and you can't sleep, or if you are sleeping, you sleeping on the damn rocks.
Every time.
This is
so you
a
can see there's kind of a depression
different.
here.
They're different.
And kind of
how many of
bushes and stuff
y'all?
like-
How many of y'all would do that to get to another country? Cause y'all feel like the one that y'all at ain't hit. Like it's not. You can't be there no more.
That you can see how the grass is kind of beat down.
Most of y'all
which means
stay
there's
there.
been
Most of
people
y'all
in
stay
here.
there. Y'all won't stand
And
on
then
y'all
you'll start
tent.
seeing the black bottles that's traditionally smuggler trash. They carry the black bottles with water all the way up from Mexico. There's parts in Mexico where they're buying all this stuff. They're buying the camouflage. They're buying
Hey,
the black
nigga got a
bottles.
Boosie fade.
Where they're
Hey,
buying all
I
this
don't got a
stuff.
Boosie fade. This
Water
officer
all
got
the
a
way up from
Boosie fade.
Mexico. There's parts in Mexico where they're buying all this stuff. They're buying the
No,
camouflage.
he got a Boosie fade.
They're buying the black bottles.
Boosie made it.
Water. They
Shout
black
out
them out
Boosie.
so that they're not shiny, visible, and so you'll see them kind of scattered throughout here. You should start seeing some of the clothing and stuff.
That nigga got a Boosie fade.
So they've by the time they get to this point, they've already been backpacking for 4 or 5 days up from Mexico. Then they get here, and this is kind of their final staging point where they will kind of hang out and wait for a ride to come get them. And so typically speaking, this is where they kind of discard their clothing, discard any trash that they have, and
It
jump in
literally
their
is
ride
not
and
good.
go.
And they just want to live
So
free.
they'll get in this little cut here, and you can kind of see from the grass pressed down. They'll just get in here, rest, and wait for their ride to come get them. And I mean, we're 10 yards off of.
Did I just see something? Or
here,
was that just the
rest,
camera?
And wait for their ride to come get them. And I mean, we're
Oh, I thought somebody ran across the screen right here. That's why I went black.
10 yards off
I'm
of
paying
Interstate 8. And so car will pull up, give a signal. They'll jump out of this spot, go load into the car real quick, and then they're off and running. One thing they did start doing too is when they know that we are onto them because of the stuff they're leaving behind, they would start collecting it all into a trash bag or whatever, and then they would have one person take it off 100 couple yards away so that it didn't give away their position as much.
Do you have any opinion of the new Mexican president, Sheinbaum? Like, has she changed things at all with how you guys do business?
Money talks.
So it's business as usual in Mexico, officials are being paid off,
Yeah,
forces are getting paid off, and business keeps going?
yeah.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they still continue to get paid? Right? Why wouldn't they still continue to get paid if the last president was letting the shit go on? The president changed. The nigga that was getting paid didn't change positions because the president. Nigga, we business as usual. That I was gonna say the B word, but I don't know her. Damn, Mexican got a lady president. I'm saying damn as in it's kind of crazy. I didn't think that. How is she doing to anybody there? Like how is she
hard
doing
is it to
with
bribe
y'all?
a police officer?
Like,
Here?
Well, yeah, I guess compare America and Mexico.
you know.
That's the same.
You can bribe people here.
Oh, yeah.
What percent of cops in border towns in Arizona would you say are in some ways paid off?
At least 3/4.
At least 3/4?
Oh, yeah.
And how much does it cost to buy a cop?
It just depends. If it's a one-time thing, you know, you throw them a couple grand. And if it's an ongoing thing, you put them on the salary, you give them, you know, 3 or 4 grand a month.
There's really not many.
Damn, just extra. Say he a secure. I don't know how much them security's making. Say they making 5, or if they are making 5. Say they making 4, 5 off the strength of just their own self. He throw you another 4, 5. Now you making 8 a month. What? Just by letting a nigga do something that he was gonna do somewhere else anyway.
The American cops are.
If I told the nigga no, he said, I got you 5,000. You hear me? 5,000. You hear me? All you gotta do is just let me walk by. And we gonna keep it going on. And I got you 4, 5,000. And then any other time, you know what I'm saying? And then say I make more, you make more. So you know, I ain't telling, cause if I go down, I'm with them. And if I tell and I'm with them, they gonna get me cause I told when I get in there. So I ain't gonna tell on you regardless. You in the clear anyway. You just helping me feed my family. You know, we got a little in the relationship. Yeah, I don't do that.
Payroll
Don't
like
do
that.
that.
We
This is the
spoke to a
character.
cartel member last night that alleged that one of the ways
This is
to
the
get
character.
through is paying off Border Patrol, paying off police.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. I know from the years that I've worked that we've had
I need a
compromised Border
soundboard.
Patrol agents,
Throw them
we've
in
had
a-
compromised
a
officers. So
boom.
same thing. They, you know, they make a lucrative offer to somebody who is not making very much money, and people compromise their integrity for that. And
Have you ever had to fire somebody because you caught them doing that?
yep, we worked a case when I was working undercover. We had one of our guys that was involved, and we had to work a case on him and ultimately arrested him with the help of the FBI.
Now, I'm going to throw out the number he said, which I think is kind of crazy, but I want your take on it.
All right.
He said, about 60-70% of the Border Patrol and cops.
No, he's full of shit. Not on the U.S. side. The Mexico cops are more easily compromised, and on that side, it is the threat of violence because way back when.
It's gonna be.
we
It's
talked
harder to. I mean, inflict that. But I don't want to say it's hard. If you want to get somebody touched, you can do it. But I would say it's a little harder over here, especially if you're a police officer, because you got everything is surveillance. Everything is in your favor for you to win as an officer. In my opinion. But over there, like, nigga, I'm gonna wait here until you get off, and the gang I'm with, or the cartel I'm with, is riding with me, and we already fucked your girl. Like, we did that already before I even came to see you.
a compromised Mexico police officer, and he told us it was as simple as this. I was trying to be a good local cop. I was just watching traffic and I was stopping speeders, and I got blocked in by 2 vehicles, and a guy gets in the passenger side and he said, "Hey, you know who I am?" And he said, I knew who he was. He was a local cartel boss. And he said, "Hey, we want you to work for us. All you have to do is not be on this road from these times to these times, right?" And the guy said, "No, I'm not. I'm an upstanding citizen. I'm not part of your crew, none of that crap." They said, "Okay, here's a picture of your wife and family, and we have eyes on them right now. And you basically have 60 seconds to make your choice, whether you're with us or against us. And if you're against us, then your family's going to pay the price, right?" And so all I had to do was not watch this road and keep my family alive. And so it wasn't much money at all, dude. You're talking a couple grand, and for that particular time, right? We think that he had done it more than that, but you're talking a couple grand is what he had compromised himself for.
I couldn't believe and didn't quite buy the numbers that many U.S. Border Patrol agents or U.S. cops were bought and paid for by the Mexican cartels. So I called another
Is he
Sinaloa
in
contact of mine
Mexico?
to see if
Is he in Mexico talking to these other people, or they're here?
he could add some insight on those numbers. Here's what he said.
Would you agree with the stat?
See if he could add some insight on those numbers.
He called this nigga? Well, I guess he can't. Why would they, if they illegally search his phone, call history, because they feel like they think that they know that whoever that is gonna get threw out because it wasn't.
Here's what he said.
Would you agree with the stat, 60 to 70% of them?
I would say like 80% they either want drugs or money. Some of them don't even have a choice. If you say no to the amount of money and all that, like food, you don't have a choice. You feel me? We control you. I have a couple of them that go pick up my people and pass them over. You feel me? All you have to do is follow instructions.
What is the cost to buy a Border Patrol agent?
A week, 9,500. But remember, some of them would get a kilo, you know? Some of them want some kilos, some of them some yellow, you feel me? So some of them want money, so some of them drugs.
Even after talking to this guy,
The
I
border-
still
bro.
doubt the
Nigga give you $10,000. Nah, bitch, bruh. Give me some of them drugs. You chose drugs over $10,000? Something has to not be right in your noggin to choose drugs over $10,000. They goddamn near might not even choose water over. No, I'm just playing. I always choose water. I'm Mr.
those numbers.
I'm
I
Mr.
feel like these
Drink Your
guys
Water.
only come in
And
contact
Mr.
with Border
Think
Patrol
Pop.
agents that are corrupted, so in their view, all of them are. But I just can't believe that the majority of Border Patrol agents are bought. I just don't think it's true. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
What you make in a day here is what you make in a month over there. My brothers live off $150 a month, USD. Let that sink in. I can make that in like in one cell. One gun transaction, you get me? I can make way more than that in one gun transaction and send that over right there.
In a good month, how many guns can you get across the border?
I want to say close to 1,000.
1,000.
Damn!
The cartel
1,000
guy
a
we spoke to
month?
last night claimed that in a typical month he might be able to get 1,000 guns across the border. Do you think that's credible?
Yeah, that's absolutely credible.
Is it even possible that he's downplaying it?
Probably, yeah, because he's not wanting to get his bosses in trouble.
So you have a few runners
Yeah.
daily going.
Yeah.
Is it with Border Patrol too? You can buy off Border Patrol?
Oh, definitely.
So like you have to, because obviously you don't just stroll up there and ask, like you have to meet him at a bar, you have to, like how do you initiate this?
They're sent to train.
What does that mean?
They're sent to the academy.
Tell me about the clashes going.
Oh! They get the people before they even become the Border Patrol? They, you know what's crazy? I wanted to do like the Border Patrol shit because I'll be watching like the show and it's like very interesting. But damn, they getting them niggas before they even.
Going on right now? Are things fairly stable, or is there a lot of battles happening?
No, right? I mean, there's always going to be, you know, a tug of war between powers. It goes through its dormant times. Right now it's active.
The danger he's speaking of refers to the war currently happening within the Sinaloa cartel. Since El Chapo's imprisonment in 2017, the group has splintered, with two main factions now holding power. One is led by El Mayo, a co-founder of Sinaloa and some say El Chapo's equal. The other is Los Chapitos, led by El Chapo's sons, known for being younger, flashier, and more aggressive. Their turf war has triggered waves of violence, including this recent story detailing the deaths of dozens of teens in Mexico. And from what I've heard from sources close to the action, this fighting is not expected to end anytime soon.
What attracted you to this lifestyle?
Money.
Honestly, the adrenaline.
Is it terrifying working for a cartel?
Stressful, not terrified.
So as long as you follow the rules and kind of do honest business, you're kind of
Yeah, I was gonna do some more,
to worry about.
but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna immediately when I wake up.
The one
I'm
thing I
on
wanted to
it.
fact check on
Immediately.
to see if you had a perspective
I
on
may
it.
leave
Trump's
it
claim
up
that
though,
the
like I used
majority
to
of
do.
people coming over are murderers and rapists. In
That's
my
what I'm
boots on the
thinking about.
ground journalism, I found out most of the people are just looking for a factory job, fast food job. They're not a murderer. Do you feel like that rhetoric was accurate or a little overblown?
I would say that depends on the area, dude. Because like this area right now, we see military-aged males all camoed out,
Hey, CJ, you in?
moving up,
I don't think CJ.
and and those males are all at that ripe gangster age. And a lot of them, when we jump the groups, they are gang members. So if you're talking this area, absolutely, he's absolutely right. This is Thugville out here, man. It's all gangsters, cartel members, guys that are trying to fly under the radar. You'll have a few good people mixed in with that are really just looking for a better life. The other problem that we saw here in Arizona was a lot of these military-age males, when they got to the border and got across into the U.S., they immediately discarded their passports, any IDs, anything like that. They got rid of them, burned them, whatever they could do with them. Why the hell are you going to get rid of your ID if you're not up to something nefarious?
So it did seem sinister.
Yes, absolutely.
Once you're in this, is it possible to leave, or are you pretty much in it for, for life?
You can step away. Easiest way to put it, you're a reservist at that point. As long as all your corners are covered, you turn into a reservist. So if you're needed and you're called up, you better show up.
How dangerous is it for you to even do this interview?
I'm risking a lot doing this. We'll put it that way, I'm risking my life. Let's just say that.
And folks, for all the readers out there, get this book. I got the link in the description. If you want to learn more about real boots on the ground law enforcement experience, I recommend you get it. Links in the description.
Power and legends of the Mexican cartels have long fascinated me, and it's my goal to cover the story in Mexico one day if I can find the right contacts to do this safely. Email me at TommyGMcGee123@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram to reach me if you think this might be you. I also wanted to remind you guys to check out Ground News because I mess with it. I mess with it. I always rock with Tommy G's, but that's it for this video. And as if it is live, well, no, it ain't. I'm gonna set up the live stream. I'm gonna chat with y'all while I'm still in there. But I'm gonna set it up to where it's still going. I'm gonna do my little pre-records, like not the videos from my YouTube.